Here we go, part 1 of the new character. I know, Silent Blade is a cringe name for a rogue, but I was trying to find names, couldn't find one, so I went on Chat GPT and I said, give me 10 names for rogues.
Can I help you?
Most of them were taken, this one wasn't, so we've gone with this. At least it's an actual name and not just some random types of the keyboard like you see. And Silent Blade, let's face it, the way I play is not very silent or stealthy. Oh, let's get rid of that personal resource display. That music, I recognise that one. I was like, oh, make a rogue. What can I play? And I thought maybe WarWithin. I haven't done that starting zone for a while. And I thought, no, we'll do Gnome because we can go through Dunmorg. Starting Nomagon now, don't we? So it's only a couple of levels. I'd rather just start Nomagon and start here. Here we go. Don't quite think we need damage meters up, do we?
Salutations.
Well done, Silent Blade. And then can take it from here. Let's focus on getting the other survivors out now.
Off and away.
Look at that. 1 minute in and we've dinged.
Daylight's burning.
I feel like I should do a playthrough where I read all the quests, but I don't think that suits retail. I think that's more of like a classic era type thing. I was going to go on the hardcore road we've got, but then I realised
Greetings.
we have to take him to Razor
Have a
Hill,
great day now.
and I couldn't be bothered. I just thought, nah, I just want to crack on. I don't want to spend loads of time just walking. And this one is. What have I got to do here then? Survivors rescued.
It's too far away.
Why have I still got combo points? Ooh. He looks alright though, doesn't he? This character. I'll show you in a sec. Like that hair. I would have preferred a different face. But that hair looks class. I wanted a different beard as well. I went through all the beards, but none of them sort of stood out to me. That was the only one I thought, that looks not too bad. She'll do, she'll do. Meeting one of my mates when he finishes work at 10, it's 7:15 now. He rang me earlier to see if I fancy going for a few drinks. It seems though we haven't done that for... I honestly don't know when. Could be about 6 months. Yeah, it'd be a long time ago. I thought, why not? Why not? I'm hoping Newcastle will get a goal in a minute. I had a sneaky little bet earlier of Brentford to win. Who was the other one? West Ham and Arsenal to win by more than one goal. That got, I think I put a couple of quid on that, got £28. I thought I can't just withdraw 28. It's neither here nor there, is it? So I put £28 on Newcastle to win. I did think, not sure with no Isaac,
Burning.
but we'll do it anyway. And it's still 0-0, so that couldn't end up being a bad decision. Who's that?
Greetings.
Is that another person? No. Crazed leper gnome. Too many lepers about.
Need assistance?
I've not really liked the gnome
There's
sort of culture, shall we say,
We seen you.
of all technology. I'd prefer it without. I like to say that all the other ones don't have technology, it's just simple Lord of the Rings style. I'd prefer it if they kept it like that and didn't add all this. It's not too bad. It's not like a make or break obviously, but I just like that old style medieval. Swords, bows, arrows, axes, maces.
Hey. Be seeing you.
Speak to Torben Zapblast.
You have a great day
They've always
now.
got peculiar names, haven't they? Guessing we go up there. I think once we get a transmog for this, he's going to look unreal. Oh!
Hi, how are you?
What was the point, right, in that zone then, if we were there for 5 minutes? We've been on 5 minutes.
They like
I thought it
burning.
was going to be like 2. It almost seems pointless doing that. Let's say if it was like a 30-minute thing, but for 5 minutes.
Ready for action.
Death Star. We got to go with that, haven't we? On name.
Next time, you can count on me.
As always, we do not use heirloom on these playthroughs. So that's a no-no. Absolutely not. Learn about Operation and Nomagon.
And defeated Thermoplug servants fighting our way into
Sneeze.
one last trick up his sleeve.
Bless me.
There's always time to tinker.
Speak with Engineer Grindspark in New Tinkerton.
Safety first.
Sure, what I make of this music. Different. Mischance High.
Pleased to meet you. Off and away.
Bring 7 spare parts to Engineer Grindspark. They're all, like, the names are sort of similar. What's all this green stuff? Like some sort of poison. Oh, I'm off for a week now as well. So there'll be plenty of videos made. The aim is not to have too many drinks tonight. So I should be able to make one tomorrow. Unless that plan doesn't go to fruition. Because I need to train tomorrow. My shoulder's been playing up though. Ever since I tore my rotator cuff years and years ago, every now and again I'll do something and it just pulls it. That last MMA session with my 1-to-1, at first, like, right cross I threw, I could feel it pull. I thought, you are kidding me. It felt alright the rest of the session, and then just today I can feel it. So when I was doing weights today, I just really lowered them and didn't do too much. It's just annoying. Every few months it's just like, get better, stagnate, get better, something else. Suppose that's part of life though. Nothing just keeps getting better forever, does it? I've already got a thumbnail ready. I created one before I even started the character. It's inside there. But I'm going to have to change it. I don't like the inside of there. I think this is quite a good looking character for thumbnails.
Be seeing you.
I don't think anyone really cares about thumbnails as much as I seem to. But it's not even really to attract other people. I know that's the whole reason of a thumbnail, but I just do it more for me in terms of what do I like the look of. It's just like a picture. It's like, oh, does that look? That looks quite cool. Which is the best way to go about things, in my opinion. When we decided to make all the Warcraft content,
Hey, you have a great
I
day
wasn't
now.
sure how to go about it. I wasn't going to do PvP. Like, at the start I thought I was going to get my characters to max level and then stream my paladin all the time. Like my max level. What, like doing Delve, PvP and that. I don't really enjoy filming that. I didn't want to force it. Whereas this, I really enjoy it. So it's better to just do this, even though it'll get less views. You don't sort of worry about that. I just make it and then just send it out there and then just sort of see what happens. If it gets views, if it does, it doesn't. Because either way I'm going to be playing the game, so it makes no difference, does it? Toxic airfields. I don't know what they could really do with retail to make people want to level more. I think, like I said before, about having the old content as raids, that might help. For me, it's always been my favourite part, leveling.
Greetings.
I just find it really chill.
Right.
Difference here if my mates are playing, like, I would never want to just sort of level up through the game with one of my mates. If we ever play together, which we don't often now, it would be doing PvP. Either during the original game, me and my best mate used to do Arena or Warsome Gulch. And then classic second time round, now his younger brother's older and his mates who play, it was similar sort of things, and World PvP. But it's still fun, but the first time round was better. Just when no one had all the guides online, they were few and far between. I don't like the fact that there's beaters either, if I'm honest. I think the game should just come out, and then if it's got faults or mistakes, so be it. You find it and fix it along the way. You don't get that for PlayStation, like I said, 2, and you can tell how far behind I am. PS5, you don't play a game before you've bought it. Well, you can get demos. But for this, it spoils it massively in terms of raiding. You do the raid with your guild, and then do it again in the proper version of the game after the beta. I think that's just daft. But for a lot of people, I say some, but it's probably a lot. This game's more of an addiction now than it is enjoyment. Like for so long after work or whatever. Am I meant to be doing something here? They've finished work and then just gone straight on the game, and then that's now become the norm. Even if they're not enjoying it, it's because that's their routine. They just carry on doing it. I still enjoy it. I can't really think of a time I haven't enjoyed playing WoW. I think it's a lot of the time it's when I've got my characters to max level, and once I've got the gear that I can get, I think that's when I sort of maybe get bored, and there's nothing more to get. Which I suppose there always is for me, because I don't raid, so I could join a raiding guild, but that's just not going to happen. One, as we know, I click, so that'll put people off, regardless of what my damage is like. And I don't want to set that much time apart from the day in one chunk. I might play WoW for several hours a day, but it's not normally in one go. It's split up throughout the day when I do other stuff. That's why I've stopped
Can I
streaming.
help you? Off and away.
I can't sit here for like 4 hours.
Salutations. Be seeing you.
Then again, I suppose if people were chatting to me, I'd find it easier. She looks like a Warhammer figure. I remember trying to get into that as a kid, but I thought, oh, I love that sort of world, but I never really did. I got some of the toys you could paint, but my eyesight was poor and I couldn't really paint them that well. I think I just like the idea more than the practicality of the thing. The lore sounds good though. But it's a bit overwhelming to start it when there's just so much. And I think there's like old lore, like a new age and an old age or something like that. I don't really know. But that could be nonsense, that. I use that word a lot, don't I? Nonsense. Never get tired of the old world. I've always thought they should just have it as these two, Ancient Kingdoms and Kalimdor, and just change the zones, but not add new places. I think that would work now. Obviously it didn't the first time around, but with how things have changed, I think it would work.
Watch your back.
I think people would rather have that as a change than another zone as a change, because change is inevitable in an expansion. And I think people are almost
I'm out of range.
forgive the lore not being as good now, as long as the systems in place are good and the feel of the game. I don't think they care too much about the story because it's just gone to shit over the years. It'd be good if they could win it back,
Need assistance?
but they should have kept it simple. Like, gods are better to see the actions of the god and not see the gods themselves. So like the Pantheon, they should never have been seen. Their actions and what they do should have been seen. Sort of like Game of Thrones, where they pray to different gods and you don't know which gods are real. Like, what's it called? The god of the light. Is it the god of the light? The one that the red woman worships. And then you've got, is it the 7 gods? What's that? Match ended 0-0. And then there's that, this is an awful explanation, but let's just say there's several different gods and you don't know which ones actually are real and which ones aren't. You can only know if they have an effect on the worlds to judge yourself whether they're doing anything. Whereas I think that WoW should have done a similar system.
I need to get closer.
Bit like Lord of the Rings. Iluvatar doesn't interrupt, apart from he sunk the Numenorians' place, and apparently he pushed Gollum. He made Gollum fall into Mount Doom.
It's too far away.
I wonder if there'll ever be a series that matches Lord of the Rings. There is in terms of storyline, 100%. I've read better books than Lord of the Rings. But will there ever be one that stands the test of time and other people view it
I need to get closer.
as better? Like, things like Harry Potter are going to last as well. Whether people like J.K. Rowling or not. Personally, I love her, but not a lot of people. I don't mean not a lot of people do, but yeah, loads of people do. It's just that those who don't are louder than those who do. Which is the case for a lot of things, isn't it now? The minority shout louder. We live in strange times. I guess they always have been, but now it's just more visible. You wouldn't fancy living during World War II or World War One, and in what you'd call recent history, we used to drown women for being witches. So, is someone thinking they're a man when they're a woman as weird as that? Difficult to say. Personally, I think we peaked around the late 90s, early 90s. That's my opinion. I haven't even watched the final episode of Rings of Power yet. I only watched the start of the last episode. I ended up putting it on thinking, right, I'll save it till before I go to bed. And I started too late, so I don't have time. But spreading it over several days is probably a better idea. Level 80? What the hell? Random. Oh, it's still... Oh, nice. My keybind for that works. That's the only keybind I have that is stealth. And... Oh, no. And auto walk forward. Not bothered about anything else. Don't they walk faster in stealth now? Feels like it is, doesn't he? Opposite to classic, where you're slow as anything.
I don't have a target.
Funny, speaking about going out for a few drinks later. Some of the best nights I've had have ended, well, they've started, sorry, with me playing computer games before I've gone out. Years and years ago, probably talking maybe 12 years ago when I used to live with my dad's. I was playing Football Manager 2007, and I was manager in the Portuguese league of a team called Belenenses, or I don't know how you pronounce it. It sounded something like that. Irrelevant. And I won the league, the Europa League. And I think I won one of the cups. As I was like having a few pre-drinks, and then I headed to my mate's house, and because I was buzzing before we even got out. The night was just, it was a class night, because obviously I was in such a good mood before we even went anywhere. Obviously just made the whole night better. And then my mate was in a better mood because I was in a good mood.
It's too far away.
And they used to have, like, in the town where I lived, there used to be, there's the downstairs of the club, then they used to open up the top bit, and I think it was at the end of every month. So the club just felt massive, and it was like on that same night. So it's like such a good night. Sneaky, sneaky. Tippy tappy, tippy tappy. Strange place to go for a sleep. I used to hate trolls. Was that the ones with that hair look class? Because I made one once just for a laugh, and I had that blue hair. It actually looked sick. Now that could be a thumbnail. What do we think? Eco's gets it right. Take him out of there. With that in the back. Oh, right, kill this first, and then we'll have a look. And skeletons in there could be good as well. We did that for one of the shaman ones. I didn't want to say it at the time. I'll kill him as well. But I'm glad that shaman one's done. I do not suit ranged characters, spellcasters at all. I just prefer melee. It's just me down to the ground. It's alright, let's have a look. If we spin him round. I'm not sure, you know. Okay, he's about the same height. Nah, I'll sort it once we've finished the video. I'm not keen on that one. We can do better.
You got my attention. Hi.
Aye.
Safe travels.
Someone sent me a photo.
Off with you.
How's that better? Doesn't really matter, does it? We need to get into that little bit on the right. I said we're going to do Wrath, didn't I? Comment on this video if you want me to stay in Classic World. And then I'll come back to here. How long are we in? 20 minutes. Because the plan was to go to the Wrath, North End. But I can always stay in the Classic World if people would prefer to see this. But we're going to have a lot of different characters leveling through different zones. So we will be coming back to these ones. Or another ones. I know it sounds daft. I wouldn't mind giving Shadowlands another go. Like, the zones aren't that bad. But I don't also at the same time don't want to start it and then go through it and think, I'm not enjoying this.
Fancy seeing you here. Perseverance is the true blueprint to success.
Here we go. Could maybe make 2 videos tonight. I won't have to set off. It only takes me 13 minutes to walk to work. I counted it one day just so I knew exactly. Oh, quest there. To set off, and test goes is before my work, so it'd take me what, 11 minutes. I've got ages, 2 hours and a bit before I have to set off. Unless I just extend this video. I don't know, I like them under an hour.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
I think people are more likely to watch. Then again, I suppose I'm not. I was watching Asmongold's beta video from Vanilla, and that was about 8 hours long, so I just went back to it. It's an odd character in. Sometimes don't know what I think about them at times. It's hard to tell though when people stream, because it's like every now and again you see the real person and you think, ah, he's sound, and then they put on this performance, and then I think, ah, maybe I don't like them when they do that. Or it can be the opposite way around. They put on a performance to come across as nice, and then you see something of them where they're actually a dick, and then they're just trying to be nice to get viewers. It's like I had a thought the other day when I finished videoing. I thought, oh, that was a good video, but I had another thought about the thought, and that's weird. Thinking, why did I think that was a good recording? Like, what about it was good? And what was different to the other ones? And I thought it's what I was chatting about was more relevant to who I am as a person. So the real me came across, and even if other people don't like that, it's sort of good for me that like I am. If people do like the videos, they're liking me as a person, and not an artificial version who's just making videos for the sake of it and chatting. I'm not going to say nonsense. Just chatting shit of stuff that isn't what they'd be chatting about to other people, or isn't thoughts that they would actually have. And I quite like just using this as a journal now. Thoughts that are in my head instead of me writing it down, just speaking it aloud. I had a morbid thought. Well, it's not, is it? I don't know. You can decide. Thinking, when a lot of people die, there's no record of what they've done. There's pictures and things like that. Where say I died next week, or even tonight, we'll say, there's several videos, quite a lot of videos actually now, of me on YouTube, which if my friends for whatever reason wanted to go back and listen to me or have a memory of me, they can actually see me speaking instead of just looking at pictures or using memory, which is quite nice in a way. Which is why, again, it's better to be the original you. Oh, we've got a bike, haven't we? Him pushing up. Half the size. I wonder what other incentives you could give to people to level. Let's try and have a think. Unless you gave like Valor Stones. That's not, is that what we use on max level? Say like for completing these quests you get Valor Stones, which you could then transfer to the higher characters, or these have it. That's not a bad idea actually. Yeah, if you could use the currency that the high levels use to upgrade their items, if you could get that from these quests, so say you got that, plus, not a lot, but just a little bit, so then when you did quests at low level, or would people just take the max level characters and that would be worth it? Yeah, so you make it a small amount, so it's not worth it for 80s to go back and do it over the 80 content, but it's still a good amount if you're leveling up for the currency to then be good to transfer across to high level characters, or when this gets to 80 you've got currency to use straight away on gear to upgrade.
Is there something on your mind?
I think we're onto something there with that one.
You've got my attention.
Straight out the gate. What else can we think of?
Tell me of your travels.
I always think they should do more events as well, like just random stuff. Like we're paying monthly, you think, like, even if they just had like a random something attack here, do you know how like they have those Legion where all the ships came down and attacked you and you could get crazy XP from it? Just have like, doesn't have to be planned, just randomly just do stuff. If they think something's a good idea, just throw it out there.
Greetings.
But everything needs to be sort of planned in advance now, and like let them know weeks before, just in case people don't like it. If they don't like it, so be it.
I need
recognise that music. Oh, I meant to be using this. What's that? Drink an alchemical concoction that heals you 20% of your maximum health. I have a feeling we're going to like the talents for Rogue. I hated them for Shaman. Because when I was leveling it, I know I moaned, but I didn't moan as much as I could have done. Put it that way. I didn't enjoy the process of it. That probably came across, to be fair, with how poor I was at killing stuff. I liked being in the Grand though, that wasn't a lie. Hello. Brother. I'm a bit more tanned than he is. Chilling by the fire. Hold on. No.
Salutations. Right.
What's that? That's bizarre, isn't it? It's got underwater gear on. I think he really needs that around here. Right, can I ambush from the front? Handy. I like the one where, is it Shadow Strike, where you can get them from miles away? Oh, another thing would be good as well is if, say, they had events on the calendar where if you kill the rival faction, what would you call it, leader? Boss? War chief or king in the city, you got stuff for that. To get old city raids again, they were class. Don't know if stuff like that happens now, but that was good back in the day where people tried to attack Orgrimmar or storm with Ironforge. Unreal that was. What we got to do here? That can't be it, is it? Oh, maybe it is.
When in doubt, plan it out.
When in doubt, what did he say? Plan it out. To arms. It's like some sort of boss from Sonic, isn't he? Have a look at him. Oh, they're all copying me with green hair. Get him then.
Well, fancy seeing you here.
What's he doing? What's going on?
Done it. We are victorious.
I think I recognise him from somewhere.
Crush Cog defeated. Thermoplug is sure to be.
No, nothing about the norm law. At one point I was planning, well, I actually started reading the Lord of the... Why do I keep saying Lord of the Rings? Warcraft lore, so I could speak about it as I was playing the games. But I'm not the best at retaining information, really. As opposed to retaining it, you've got to read it, speak it, and then keep up to date with it by reading it again, haven't you? And if I just read it once and then don't speak it aloud, I'm not retaining it so well.
Can I help you? Be seeing you. Daylight's burning.
The Arthur's book was alright. Seemed to miss chapters a bit, though, like sections of time. What was the other one that was good? How the orcs came to Azeroth was good. Like, the battles between orcs and the Draenei. And about Duratan, that was quite a good one.
Hey.
I'd like it if they got proper writers. I know that they sort of are proper writers, the ones who do it. So like Empire of the Vampire that I read with Jay Kristoff, if he wrote a WoW book. Or even if they got someone who was a proper story writer to help with the lore of the games, that would be quite good. Because I don't know, have they got story writers helping do the story, or is it game designers doing the story? Who obviously that's not their forte, is it? I'm not sure. Why his eyes look weird from far away. Not so bad when you zoom in, but it could just be me. Oh, mount. Washing machine's finished. Funny when you live with your parents, you don't think how much these things cost, and when you live on your own, you use like, I suppose the washing machine's not too bad, but the dryer, when you look at the smart meter and you think, bloody hell, a couple of quid to use the dryer. Iron Forge. That's one of my favourite places in the whole game. What's that? Like? First thought, I know I keep mentioning it. See that little fire thing up there? I was thinking of when Frodo wakes up and Sam, Merry and Pippin have started the fire. And they put it out and then you hear the Nazgul scream and the rush out. That was my first thought when I looked up there and saw a little fire. Lad I know sent me a tattoo he'd got off Lord of the Rings the other day. Yesterday. I was tempted to get a tattoo this year.
What's on your mind?
I went through Instagram looking for all the best tattooists in the UK. Because if I'm going to do it, I've got to do it right. I'm not just going to get someone from like where I live who's average. If it's going to be on my skin, I want it to be the absolute best possible tattoo you can get. And because I wanted that, the price is just out of my price range. Like it would have cost me like
You got my attention.
10 grand.
Watch your back.
Which is just ridiculous. Like that amount of money to me, it could do something to my house, or it'd just be better off in the bank, because that would literally be like all my money. So to be able to afford that, it has to be worth 10 grand. It's just sort of like nothing much to you. So realistically, say the realistic price range for a tattoo then would be £1 grand. But then because of the quality of the tattoo you could get for that, it's not good enough for what I would want. So therefore it's not worth it. Unless it was a tattooist who was sort of up and coming, and so he couldn't charge high yet, or she couldn't charge high yet.
See you soon.
There's always that. I was gonna get a Harry Potter one. I was gonna get like Voldemort and Voldemort and Dumbledore facing each other with sort of Harry in the middle, Hermione and Bellatrix Lestrange facing each other, going down my arm, and then like Hogwarts just in the background. I had like loads of different ideas, and then I thought a WoW one would be good, with like Illidan, Arthas and Sylvanas. One of the problems is it would have been better when I used to be a lot bigger years ago, when I was like 96 kilograms, because obviously I was bigger, you could fit more on my arm, so that would have been good. Whereas now I'm not, I'm just like a normal sized person. It wouldn't look so as good. Maybe one day. Next year, Rodney will be millionaires. This time next year. Yeah, this time next year. It's weird, the graphics aren't even that good, but I keep looking up at it as if it's like something amazing. That's the one. That's it. Stop still. Take another one. It keeps moving. Someone runs in the background. Move. Right, wait for them to go. No. Right. That'll do then. I know most people would do this when they're not recording so people won't get bored. But I'd rather that if anyone who's still watching, you see my process of what we're doing. It's all part of it, isn't it? So anyone who's thinking of maybe making a YouTube thing, which I think anyone should really. 'Cause it almost gives you, more of an incentive to play, because you feel like you're not wasting your time. Like sometimes if you play a game for hours, you might think, oh, I've just wasted my day there. Whereas if you're recording it, the fact that the chance it might lead to something, even though it might be small, it adds to it. It's like as if you've ticked off an achievement for the day. You've got that dopamine spike, Have I not got that quest yet? I'm waiting for my mate to do the video for that. I had sent him a script, but I think it sounds like he's created his own one. About dopamine and playing WoW and games and stuff like that. Because it was an idea I had. I thought that'd be quite good, because dopamine is a massive in the media now on YouTube and things like that, and obviously it's going to highly reflect how WoW's changed. So I think it'd be quite a good video. Like, I'd be interested in listening to one about that, because I listen to loads of videos about it. But like I said, I'm not always good at getting across what I know. So when I'm trying to like describe what I've heard, I'm not always the best at telling people, so it just comes across like I'm chatting shit. Where are all these bars? Let's go across to there. Every now and again, right, I'll start smiling, and it'll be because I've remembered that I've got a week off now. Well, actually, it's longer, because obviously tomorrow off, so that's one day. 7 days there, so 8 days. My day off happens to fall the week I go back on the Monday. It's 9 days, so I go back on Tuesday. The only problem is, because like I said, I get Monday off, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, and then it follows on like that. So every 6 weeks I get a Saturday. On the week that I've got off, I would have had the Saturday off. So I'm missing out on having the Saturday off, which is, I'd rather say of next week, my day off for next week would have been Wednesday. 'Cause who cares about missing a Wednesday off? So missing the Saturday off would have been, it's better if you have a week off, and then a few weeks down the line you've got the Saturday off, and you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it's like a miniature holiday. Apparently one of my mates had spoken to another one of my mates, my two best mates had spoken to each other about saying, we should maybe book a holiday next year for 3 days. I was thinking, is 3 days enough though? Because like, one of the days you're travelling there, and then the day before you go back, it's almost like you don't want to do too much, so you're not fucked for the flight. So I don't know whether that's enough really. It's just difficult though, because like me and one of my best mates work together, so to get both of us to have the time off would be hard. For the third one, it doesn't matter too much. Last holiday we went on, me and one of my best mates, I booked Hamburg for his birthday, so we went there. Can't remember how many days that was for, a couple. It was decent enough. One of the best ones we did, I can't even remember who planned it. It must have probably been him. Yeah, it must have been. Is when we went to Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. I think we went to like 3 of them in the week. And one lad from our town had been spoken to me. He was like, "Oh yeah," he mentioned one of them was good, and he said one of them was shit. And the one he said that was shit was the where we had our best night out. It was class. At one point we were drinking in this like sort of, it felt like a cafe, but obviously it can't be because it's sold alcohol. With this American guy, he was a clown to be fair. And once I've had a drink, I'm always like to wonder. So I said to him, I was like, I'm just going to go across the road and see what that place there is like. Just didn't look anything flash, but I thought, I'll have a look. Went in, got a drink from the bar. And I thought, it's got an upstairs. So I wandered upstairs. It was weird. It was like each different room was almost like an old-fashioned mansion sort of room with like the paintings and things like that. And then all of a sudden, opened up one door. And it was like a nightclub upstairs. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, sound. So I wandered around there for a bit. And I went back down to the bar bit from the first floor. Wandered around there. And then it had an underground. I was like, what the hell? Then it had like an underground club. And like loads of pool tables and stuff like that. And my mind was blown. I was like, this is a gold mine. So just ran back across the world. I was like, oh, we've got to go across there. We've got to go across there. And then like, yeah, we hadn't spend an hour night in there. Awesome. I love nights like that. They're just random but awesome when you just like a good mood, nothing bad happens, there's no dickheads, and just a good night. I don't know when my best ever holiday was. One of the visually arguably best was Rome. I loved the Vatican. About headspace, I wasn't in the right place to be. To literally just split up with my ex like a few weeks before, so I was not in the right place. And I'd gone there with this American lass. I know that sounds bad, but yeah, so I wasn't in the right place. But it was like, I'd love to go back. It was just, that was unreal. And to be fair, when I say that sounds bad, she split up with me, not the other way around, so it's not bad. And me and that last went as mates. Where else is it good? Vegas I loved. Especially the first time I went. One, because the first time you do more stuff is good. And because we landed at close to midnight, so you see all like the lights. So that's unreal. If I could teleport anywhere, so you got power, you can teleport there and teleport back. I could pick two. I'd pick Vegas and Thailand, just because they're so contrasting in the time zones. So I'm like, right, UFC's on at this time. Which one would be better? I'm like, right, night out in Thailand, let's go there. And obviously now the fact that I love MMA and training that, it'd be ideal. The only problem is I'm just sick to death with my body hurting. Just random stuff. Like not even getting badly hurt at the time when I'm getting kicked, don't even really realise. And then the next day, my legs are killing. I was walking to work today thinking, I've knackered both knees doing MMA. And sometimes you think, for what? Like, I'm never going to be a pro fighter. I'm going to have long-lasting injuries for something that I do as a hobby. But I suppose it's not the mindset to have, is it? Because you can get injured doing anything. And it's something that I focus on day in, day out. Even though, like I said, I'm no good at it. It's just something to do. Like I've said in the past, you pick your frustrations in life, or your frustrations pick you. The fact that if I do poorly at MMA, I'm frustrated about it. But that's a vocation, or well, a hobby that I've picked, so I'm frustrated about it. Whereas if I did nothing, I might be at home worried that I've got no purpose in life, or you might feel lonely, and that's a frustration that's found me instead of me picking the frustration, if that makes sense. I think sometimes you've got to almost zoom out with everything to realise how unimportant a lot of things are.
What's on your mind?
Right, I remember once I got called into the office, I can't remember what it's for. I think like a letter had been found like on the street on my rounds. And then the boss was trying to blame me for it, but obviously you can't prove it was me. It could have been someone on my day off, or it could have fallen out of the letterbox or anything. He was sort of telling me off about it, and I was just sat there not saying a lot. And he says, "You don't seem to be all that bothered about it." And at the time, I must have been in quite a good place, because I said, to be honest, I'm not. I said, one, we don't know it was me. And two, I was like, there's bigger problems in life than a letter. You know what I mean? Falling on the floor. And he's like, oh, it could have been anything. It could have been anything. I was like, yeah, it could have been. It could have been a letter from the hospital. It could have been a bank statement. I said, but there's bigger problems going on than a letter falling on the floor. So I says, I'm not going to get myself in a stress about that. And he was just, you could see he was just taken back. He was a prick though. He used to try and pick on different people. At one point he said to me, have you got a girlfriend? And at the time I did. I said, yeah. He said, would she stay with you if you lost your job? Obviously insinuating that whatever happened, I was going to sack for it. And I just laughed at the time. I was like, I hope so. Eventually he moved on from me to other people. I just sort of like called him out and just said, I was like, look, you seem to be working your way through the office, picking on different people. And I said, no, it's just my turn and you'll be on to someone else soon. So for a little bit longer he was pissing me off, and then eventually, yeah, he went on to someone else. Like one of those people who like literally looks like a rat, and you knew they would have been bullied in school. And as wrong as bullying is, with people like that, you almost think you deserve it. So Tyson said everyone's got an excuse. Well, let's just say he needed a slap. We'll leave it as that. He needed a slap. I almost think sometimes that's why women get more cheeky than men at times. Because say if I'm arguing with another guy, both of us know it could escalate, it could end up in a fight. So sometimes you'll only take it so far because you think the next step is us fighting, and can we either of us want to? Whereas women can escalate an argument because in their head they think at no point is this guy going to hit me. Obviously there are some who will, but majority won't, so they will say anything and can get quite vicious. I sort of compare women are like cats and men are like dogs. Whereas a cat likes to play with like birds and things like that before it kills them. Whereas a dog will just bite the neck and crush you and kill you straight away. It's like what men are like. Straight to the point, boom. Whereas like women like to play.
I'm out of range.
If there's any women viewers watching this, they'll either think, yeah, he's right there, or they'll be like, off, dislike. But again, just an opinion, just an opinion. Like arseholes, we all have one. A bit peckish. I think I've got much in. Got chicken, but it seems a bit much. I wanted to get some beef jerky. I went in the shop. I love beef jerky, it was expensive. A little packet, like I mean a little packet is like £2 and you're hardly out in it. I haven't even been focused on the quest, I've just been chatting. But if we're honest, you all know these quests. It'd be weird coming to WoW now as a new player. It must be overwhelming because there's just so much going on. No, I can't imagine many new players coming to it without, say, their friends playing it. If their friends say, oh, you should try this, and then their friends guide them through it. To play the game without that, you must have no clue about anything. I don't think, it just seems to be sort of too far gone in terms of that, with like the lore, the story and everything. I think that's one of the problems when some of the characters die off now. It's like, who do you care about? Like, at the moment, there's like Anduin, Thrall, for me Sylvanas, Illyria's like to a certain extent, Khadgar. There's not many after that where I think people have built that relationship with where they care what that happens to them. So I'm just like, oh, right, they're dead. No, they're doing something good. I don't know how you sort of can get that now. You can get people to be close to them. It doesn't help that obviously no one reads the storyline or the quests. I've seen a few videos. Was it one guy was moaning? Was it in a comment or a video? Moaning how the storyline's crap and that's why he doesn't read the quests. And everyone, obviously, thankfully, thought the same as me. How would you know the storyline's crap if you've not read the quests? But negativity sells, and I think he thought by saying that he was going to get a lot of likes, but thankfully it didn't work for him and people saw sense. Right, we'll leave that there for now. That and the ramblings of this mad postman. I might make another one. I'll see, because if I make another one, another hour and 9, so say it took me 30 minutes to do this, 20. Let's do a short one. I'll see. I'll see. 'Cause obviously, I'm gonna have to set up to meet my mate later on. Alright, so we'll leave this character in there, and I'll get this uploaded. Thankfully, now I've got new internet with Zoom. It doesn't take that long for me to upload. It used to take ages, and that was like literally for a video that was a couple minutes long. Whereas like obviously each one of these is 50 odd minutes. And it's like 10-15 minutes to upload. We'll have a look. 8:07 now. Let's see how long it takes to get up. Hopefully see you in the next one. Let's face it, if you've got this far, you are going to watch the next one. So we'll see.